Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a mod. Implement Xenon's mod template. So just find Xenon's channel. I have subscribed to him. You need to get the Discord. So yeah, here's Xenon's Discord. So what you need to do is download this, unzip it. But yeah, once you have this, just click on the SLN, which is basically a Visual Studio project. You need Visual Studio, you need to have some stuff on it. I'd say if you're looking to learn how to make a watch menu and you already tried making a normal menu, I'd say you already have this. You are gonna open this up, and this is where mostly everything is in place. So there is a plugin which is gonna do some initializing stuff, and plugin info. So if you want to like basically write in on what the menu is gonna be, who's the creator of it, aka you can write in your name. I'll call this my name. We'll call this my watch menu. And let's just keep the version as 1.0.0. So mod is basically the place where you need to be here. So you can delete all of this. If you want this to be a modded only menu, you can just keep this if modded equal return, which means it's not gonna work if it's not in a modded. But I'm gonna make it so it's like it's in a mod. So what we're gonna be doing here is a lot of stuff which you need to be prepared for. So we need to add a debounce bool, which is public static bool debounce. You can call it whatever you want. I'll just call it debounce. So if debounce, which means it's false, if it's false, what we're gonna do is Alright, so let me explain this. This is for good measure. I don't know if you actually need this, but I'll check it later on, and yeah, it's best if you keep this. And this disables the Gorilla Hunt computer, so you might be thinking like, how is it gonna even work then? It's because the Gorilla Hunt computer basically makes it so the watch doesn't really enable. If you're not in a hunt game mode, it won't turn on. So you need to disable the Gorilla Hunt computer component. Alright, so what we basically did here is remove all the useless stuff that's gonna be on the watch. So you might be also thinking, how are we gonna do the text? Well, I'm gonna show you right here. So what we're gonna do is add an integer, which is going to be our page system or our page counter. So public static int counter, we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is if counter equals number 0, for example, which is the starter integer number, what we're gonna do is get the component, for example this dot text and dot text again, because yeah, it's a string. What we're gonna do is add something like, for example, calamity watch. Yeah. It's basically one of the things that you can do. So you can now change the text on however you want. And some of y'all might be thinking, but how are we gonna change the pages? How are we gonna do the joystick stuff? Well, I'm gonna teach you. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just gonna add disconnect, for example. Yeah. And yeah, this is gonna be our text thing. So what I'm gonna do is if controller input polar dot instance dot right primary 2D axis dot x is over 0.5. If that is gonna happen, we're also gonna add a cooldown just in case it doesn't get spammed. So time, and we're gonna have to add another float, a float, public static float. Let's do the page cooldown, and we're just gonna page cooldown. And you can add the cooldown right here. I'm just gonna do 0.2, and we're just gonna put time dot page cooldown equal time to time. So I had a little bit of issue figuring out what was the issue, and I forgot about that. So next we're gonna do is counter plus plus. So that means it's gonna add 1 to the page counter, and it's gonna do the thing too. So we're also gonna do a little thing that basically plays a clicking sound. So yeah, and that is Girl Tagger instance and tap volume. So you can set this to whatever you want, but I'd suggest the sound index to be 67, which is the clicking sound. Left hand, true, because that's where that is where our watch is. And tap volume, I'm just gonna set it to 1 float. And boom, we have ourselves that. So now, how to go back? So we're gonna do this and add a minus to it, and we're gonna add minuses here. So now you have a minus page system that will work, of course. It also, since it uses the same cooldown, you cannot hold both at once, which is a pretty good thing. So you also need to decide how many pages is the thing gonna need. So we're gonna do this. If counter is under 0, aka if it goes back after 0, it's gonna need to set a page for itself. So my current maximum is 5, so we're just gonna do 5. And now if counter has a bigger value than 5, it's gonna set it to 0. So now we have a system that if it goes over the page limit, it's gonna go back and forth. So yeah, we have that. Next, we're gonna have to add stuff that basically makes us enable and disable features. So so if you want, you can add an array bool, which is way easier to use, but I'm just gonna use normal bools. So public static bool, which are wait, no spaces, enabled feature 1. Yeah, there. And we're just gonna since there's 5, we're gonna set 5 bool. I'm telling you, you can use an array bool that stores bools and arrays. That is way easier, but I'd prefer using this, even though it's a bit harder. So, you have this. Now, you need to go to if counter plus equals 1. So, we're gonna do this. If controller input polar, which is the current input system that Gorilla Tag uses, the instance left controller secondary button. If you hold the secondary button, and we're also gonna add a cooldown, so equal time dot time. So yeah, that's our current thing, and we're gonna basically do a thing. So enable feature 1. We're just gonna do this. Enabled feature 1 equals the opposite of it, which means that it's gonna toggle itself. It's gonna toggle, and it's gonna pretty much work like that. So now you have a little enabling system, so you can just copy and paste that anywhere you'd like. Right here. I'm just gonna set this and this. Yeah, as you can see, I'm gonna just do this like a join public, for example. Join public. And now you also might be wondering, how do I assign features? So this is the easiest part. So if you're gonna do if enabled feature 1, which means if it's true, then what you can do is photon network dot disconnect, which is basically the method that disconnects you from the servers. And what you can also do is enabled feature 1 equal false. So now it makes it so it turns on only once, and it does not prevent you from joining any other Photon servers. So what we can do again is add another one, which is going to be the other join public. And yeah, we're just going to do join random room. There we have it. And this is basically the entire thing that you need to know about this system. Not about this. We do not try it out yet. We need to know if we enabled or disabled the text, the feature. So we're join public, and what we're gonna do is add enabled feature 2 dot to string, but it already assigns it to string, so you can just keep it like that. But yeah, now it's gonna say if it's enabled. It's gonna say, yeah. So you also do that to this. Just put it like that. And if you want to make another sound, I'd suggest the bongo sound. It sounds pretty nice when enabling a feature. So gorilla tagger dot instance dot offline VR rig dot play hand tap local, and we're gonna do 69 true and 1F, so they know if they're actually enabling something or not. So, and that's basically the end. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to show you. This should work. If it doesn't, just say something like in the comments. I'll check it out. Say what the issue is, on what line what issue it is, but it should work because it works like this. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and see ya.